What's going on, guys? Welcome to this week's Meet the Collection. I've got my female super stripe here, Borneo short-tail python. She was produced by Matt Jablonski, although I didn't get her through him directly. I bought this animal with a trio of animals. It was her, it was the dark side swipe that Matt produced, and then my male chrome head Sumatran short-tail. That's the father to the babies that I had this year. Now you might be looking at this video and saying, he's got the snake outside, but he's in his sweatshirt. It was pouring rain all day today. I had a sweatshirt on at work, and now all of a sudden the sun's out and it's hot as hell. So I just haven't taken it off yet. Literally just walked in the door from work, put the dog out, and decided I'll shoot this video before I start working here and doing other stuff. This girl is one of those ones that I haven't really decided what I want to do with her just yet. I may put my male ocelot to her. I have another striped male that maybe will go to her. I'm just not really sure. I picked her up with the three because, you know, it was a female. She had a little bit of size to her back when I got her. She's much larger now. Figuring, I would put her to the ocelot probably, or maybe something else. But I just haven't quite decided yet. She'll probably be ready to go this winter. She's definitely old enough. She's not a huge female, but I believe she's at least 4 years old. She may be turning 5 at the end of this year. I don't remember. I never had her exact hatch date. What are you doing? Besides being a creeper. She's pretty laid back. She is one of those snakes that, you know, when you go to take her out of her cage, she can posture a certain amount and look like she means you some harm, but you just pick her right up. She's never gotten out of line, never done anything funky. You know, I usually don't handle her a lot recreationally, but as I tell people all the time, you really don't have to keep these snakes tame. Once they kind of know what's going on, everybody thinks you got to handle, you don't. This snake probably gets handled 2 or 3 times a year outside of cleaning. That's it. And that's usually just trips outside. You know, I'll happen to take her out, let her cruise, get a couple of pictures, whatever it is. Maybe on a crazy year, she's getting touched 5 or 6 times outside of, you know, just moving her to clean her cage. That's it. And obviously she's not mean. She's not reacting in any kind of way. She's got nice, healthy, normal tongue flicks. You know, her posture's good. She's very relaxed. She's not racing around or doing anything. She's not jerking her head back. You know, they really don't need much. Once they know the drill, they know the drill. So now I just have to decide what I want to ultimately do with her. I've listed her for sale before and thought about, maybe, you know, whatever. She's not a snake that I raised from a tiny baby. She's not a snake that I've had for 10 years or something where we have this great bond. But I haven't pushed myself to do it yet. I've really not seriously thought about it. I really like the tail contrast, which is one of those things I like on Astra. Obviously, she's not quite as nice as Astra, but you can see some similarities. And there's a lot of people that say that side swipe and super stripe, there's some that say it's the same gene. Some that say it's, you know, different lines of the same gene. I don't believe that. And that's just based on what I've seen from breeding it myself, and then what I've seen people produce with super stripe stuff when mixed with other genetics. So granite and marble, for instance, I've seen some super stripe granite, super stripe marbles where you can see both genes expressed really well. I've not seen that with the side swipe. I only know 3 people that have bred side swipe into that stuff, and there may be more, but there's 3 that I know of. And all of us had the same results where, you know, the side swipe was really dominant and you couldn't see those other genes expressed. Coincidence, maybe, but it leads me to believe that genetically they are different, because if they were the same, you would expect them to interact with those other genes similarly. Now that said, Borneo genetics pretty much do whatever the hell they want. So sometimes it's like throwing a bunch of names in a hat, shaking it up, and you get what you get. So I can't say 100% certain that they're wrong, but I do think that it's different. And in the coming years, hopefully I'll have better insight into that. I kind of got out of granite. It didn't really do much for me. I do have a pair of marbles. My marble male is actually, well, he's back home now, but he was up with Rob this winter up at Nerd, where he bred 2 of his females, who both gave us clutches. So we'll see what comes out of that. So it's a marble male to a granite head ultra female, I believe. And then the other female, it looks like a marble, but she's not from marble parents. So we're kind of looking to put him to it and see what happens. So it'll be exciting in about 6 or 7 weeks or so, whatever it is, before we start seeing some offspring there. I think it's closer to 7 to 8 weeks. I think one of them just laid and the other one was maybe a week or so ago. But that's kind of the exciting things and why I really love breeding Borneos. You know, Sumatrans are probably my favorite of the 3 species overall. And Bloods have that vibrant color that, you know, you just can't deny that they're nice. But Borneos, as far as breeding goes, there's nothing better. Because every clutch, there's so much anticipation, and your guess is as good as mine is what's going to come out. And yes, you can line breed, and yes, you can breed genetics and have an idea of what's going to come out, but you never know. One of my favorite clutches wasn't one that I had, but was one that Matt Minatola had, where he did, you know, a ghost to his ocelot stuff, and the babies that came out of that, every single one of them is phenomenal, and not what I would have expected from that pairing. So it's really cool that, you know, we're learning so much more and genes interact certain ways. I don't know that he's repeated that pairing or if he did this season, but it'd be interesting to see what results come out, because another thing with Borneos is you can repeat the same pairing 3 different times and get 3 very different results. I know my clutches of Spot On to Electra, which produced Orion and Callisto and Astra, the second time I did that pairing, I got very different results from the first time. Just very different babies, even though it's the same exact combination of genes. They're just very, very different looking. So that's really exciting. You know, I lost Spot On this winter, so I'll never be able to do that pairing again. But I do have Orion, and I do plan on putting Orion to Electra, possibly this winter coming up. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Hopefully I can bring out more of that side color, which is my ultimate goal there. In a perfect world, Astra would have been a male, and I would have put Astra to Electra, and that would be the ultimate pairing. I can't seem to get a male like her, which is my goal, because that's really what I want to do, is put that back to Electra and push out that really nice head color and that really nice, you know, side color. It's tough too, because, you know, a female in her lifetime is only going to give you so many clutches, and there's so many combinations of things that I'd like to try, especially with a snake like Electra, which is like why I like keeping her offspring so much, because, you know, I believe that she had 1 or 2 clutches before I got her, and she's had 2 for me, but she might only have 2 or 3 more clutches in her whole life. You know, maybe we'll get lucky and she'll do 4, you know, whatever it is. But I give them time off. Like, she didn't breed this season at all. And I don't think I bred her last year either. I think her babies that I have from her are 2018s, if I'm not mistaken. So she's had 2 seasons off, I believe. But, you know, that's something I like to do for my girls. I don't like to push them. They're not baby factories. Yes, I'm excited to make offspring. Yes, I really like seeing the results. And it's hard sometimes where they're prime and they want to go. You know, the males and them both want to breed, and I have to hold back. It's a tough thing to do, but restraint's important with these, you know. These are living creatures, and we don't want to wear them out. They are pets first and foremost, so you want them to live as long as they possibly can with nice, long, healthy lives. And breeding them every single year, even though, yes, nature designs them for that, nature understands that a female, you know, probably only going to live 7 or 8 years. She might only breed 2 or 3 times in her life, if you're lucky, before a predator gets them, or, you know, they get injured by prey and die, a person kills them, whatever it is. So nature is designed to push out as many babies as fast as they can, just because that's what they need to do to survive. In captivity, we have to kind of regulate them and control them to get them the lifespan that you know, they're capable of. You know, I want a snake like this to be around for 30 years. I don't want this snake to die at 10 years old because she's been bred 8 times. You know, that's no good. So I shoot for every other year. On occasion, I will go back to back if the female lays eggs early in the season. Like for instance, Lilith laid a really early clutch this year. So she's a candidate that if I feel she's ready and if it makes sense, then I may breed her this winter, because she's only had 2 clutches in her life and she's gonna be 9 years old this year. So she's not been a baby factory. So to go back to back with her is not gonna hurt her, especially she's already back on food. She's already recovering weight from laying and her eggs haven't even hatched yet. And you're looking at, I've got another 7 or 8 months before I would start pairing her. So she'll definitely be ready unless, you know, something drastic goes on. But that doesn't mean I'll breed her. I have plenty of Borneo females, so if it doesn't make sense, I don't have a specific pairing in mind that I want to do, then I wait with them. And it depends. If these eggs come out and I really love what her and Orion did together, I may just repeat that pairing. Sometimes that happens. Getting way off a subject, we've kind of lost track of this girl. But if you guys have any snakes of mine that you've seen that you think would be good to her, I do have one that I didn't mention that I haven't shown on the channel yet, I don't think. He was produced by Matt Minatola. He's a like flaming orange head, super stripe, possible head ocelot. So he would be a good candidate for this girl, seeing as how they're both super striped. That will give me better odds of super stripes. And then he's just got a really clean sides, really nice dorsal striping, and a screaming head. I'll get him on the channel at some point soon. We'll do a meet the collection, or I'll use him for a video. But you got to see him. He's a smoker. Those of you that have seen him, and Matt, if you happen to watch this, you produced him, so you know that's just a smoking animal that I can't wait to breed. So he might be the one that gets this lucky lady here. And once again, just a reminder, you don't have to handle your snakes every day to keep them tame. A few times a year, and look how calm she is this whole video. Been out here 12 minutes, not even a negative body reaction, nothing. No matter how I twist, turn, nothing. Just casual tongue flicks, she doesn't care. You know, and not every snake is like that. Not every species is like that. But with short tails, I find, you know, less is more. You don't really need to do much with them. White lips, I find, are different. White lips, I find, the more you handle them, the calmer they are each time. I don't want to overdo it, but I would suggest like twice a week if you can with your white lips. And not for extended sessions, you know, 10 minutes is fine. But different species have different things, different needs, different ways they do best. Short tails, I find, like their sedentary lifestyle. They like to be left alone. They do tolerate handling really well. So I don't think you stress them out or bother them if you handle them a lot, as long as they're calm like this during that handling. But I do think less is more. We'll see you guys. Maybe next video or the one after that, we'll do another giveaway. I got to think of a question to ask you so you guys can go back and rewatch some videos and get ready. Maybe you can be the first one and win a prize. We'll see you guys. Take care.